Hello everyone! Now you will hear a brief summary of the movie The Winner. The film is based on true events. Ohio, 1956. It's not easy to feed a family of 12, especially when only one parent is working. But Evelyn Wright doesn't limit herself to just household duties. She participates in a huge number of jingle competitions, short musical phrases that companies use in their advertisements. Evelyn submits applications on behalf of her children as well. Fortunately, she has more than enough of them. The toaster broke down, a couple of rhymed lines for a bread advertisement, and the family has new equipment. A new bicycle is needed. That means participating in a bicycle contest. But the family often faced more serious challenges. The Kelly family father learned from the children that they were being evicted from their rented house. They have only 3 weeks. What should we do? Don't worry, Zuza. Mom will come up with something. When serious people in suits arrived at the house, they thought they were already being evicted, but it turned out that Evelyn had won a whole $5,000. After all, 65,000 participants competed for the grand prize. That's how the family was saved. This $5,000 became the first contribution towards the Ryan family's own home. However, at the notary, it was Kate who signed all the checks and mortgage documents. Willie. He will be the one paying the mortgage, and the bank account is in his name. Congratulations, Mr. Ryan, you're now a homeowner. Thank you. Along with the old furniture, new washing and drying machines moved into the house, and they even brought a huge freezer, also one of the prizes. Kelly felt inadequate and started grumbling. Supposedly the freezer is too big. It will consume a lot of electricity, especially since they will never fill it. In the evening, while Evelyn is coming up with a new jingle, Kelly is getting drunk on whiskey. His favorite baseball team is losing, which makes the man incredibly angry. Little Tough is even afraid to take her notebook, which she forgot on the freezer. The neighbor asked Kelly not to yell throughout the street, and they decided to take it out of the freezer. He didn't have the strength to drag it outside, so Kelly grabbed the frying pan and hit the lid several times with all his might. The man fell into a fit and wrecked the kitchen. The children had to hide outside, and the neighbors called the police, but the cops, over a cup of coffee, just started discussing today's game with Kelly. Well, the man overworked, got nervous. It happens to everyone. Here, mother, this is for you. Thank you, father. Kelly realizes he's caused trouble, but he doesn't plan to change. Every evening he drinks beer and a bottle of whiskey. By the end of the week, there's no money left. In the priest's opinion, it's all because he is carrying such a huge family on his shoulders. Evelyn needs to try harder to create comfort for him. A good boy. He smells like that. How did fate bring Evelyn together with someone like Kelly? In her youth, the woman was an aspiring author and humorist. Kelly was also a fun-loving person and a wonderful singer. They made a great couple, but his singing career ended when Kelly had an accident and injured his throat. Afterwards, he became an ordinary worker and at the same time a selfish, rude and helpless person. Who did this? Kelly asked in the morning, pointing at the broken freezer. He decided to turn yesterday's incident into a joke. It can't be sold now, so we'll have to keep it. Tough asked her father not to spend money on XP. Drinks? And his mood soured immediately. The man promised to fill the freezer to the brim, even if it takes a whole year. How to fill the fridge if there isn't enough for milk? Evelyn has to ask the milkman to give them milk on that, which is why they constantly argue. Luckily, the mailman arrived just in time. Evelyn won $2 in a poetry contest and was able to pay for the milk after all. 1.5 million people participated in the supermarket contest. First, they checked the letters to see if they contain receipts confirming purchases. Then junior specialists filter out all the trivialities. During the final selection, the judges took a long time choosing the best jingle, and it was Evelyn who came up with it. Now, in 10 minutes, she can take whatever the family members want from the store. Kelly is being difficult and says he doesn't need anything, but then he admitted that he would like to try shrimp. It's time to fill up the cart. The can judge allowed the saleswomen to help Evelyn, and Kaylee oiled the wheel so it would roll better and not squeak. The start was given, and Evelyn dashed through the store as fast as she could. The cart is small, so an extension was immediately constructed from. The goal is to collect everything that is high quality, expensive, and unusual. The children tell the mother how much time she has left. After picking exotic fruits, Evelyn threw some candies into the cart at the very end. In the store, Kelly cried tears of joy, but at home he immediately got drunk. The freezer was filled and the huge family had a feast. The troublesome husband complained that Evelyn had picked up some nonsense and started throwing food on the floor. Kelly, please put the food in the refrigerator. I don't want it to melt. The alcoholic scooped up the cans from the table and threw them outside. Evelyn picked up the groceries from the floor and offered the children some black caviar. Kelly, on the other hand, was choking on regular canned food. How's the dinner, Kelly? Not really. By the way, his shrimp are in the fridge. Kelly felt ashamed. He turned away and tried the desired dish. His wife called him to the table as if nothing had happened. The man cried again and joined the family celebration. After dinner, the children collected the groceries thrown into the yard. Participating in contests helped the family survive for 4 years, but just survive, not live in luxury. Over the next year, Evelyn won a sled, 10 pairs of galoshes, 15 ice crushes, dog food, a camera, a palm tree, a lifetime supply of bird food, and a palm tree first prize. Pony. The pony was immediately sold to pay for electricity. Meanwhile, the eldest daughter went to study nursing and the 2 brothers were taken into a baseball team. Kelly still gets drunk, calls life a pit and blames himself for it. Evelyn, however, remains upbeat and tries to come up with jingles for sandwiches. Once Kelly asked for time off from work, claiming he felt unwell, but he came home with 2 bottles of alcohol. The milk had just run out, but Kelly had already spent all the money. The milkman refuses to give credit. He is also poor, but he works, unlike Evelyn, who sits on the couch and does nothing. The woman had to humiliate herself to get milk for the children. At the doorstep, her husband started berating her, accusing her of laziness. He pushed Evelyn, the bottles of milk shattered, and the woman, falling on the shards, cut her wrist. Kela whines and laments that he's not to blame. What ezgoiste? Datos tleste. You can't expect proper help from the husband, so I had to call the neighbor. Kelly sat on the stairs and burst into tears. In the evening, Evelyn returned from the hospital. See kids, mom is good as new. I set the dinner table and here's your tea. What hurt the woman the most were her husband's words that she was wasting her time participating in contests. Kelly justifies himself by saying that it upsets him when the guys at work say that she is the breadwinner in the family. Evelyn won a jingle contest for sandwiches. She submitted the application under her son Bruce's name. The prize was a sports car and a trip to New York for 2. Evelyn had long dreamed of going on a trip. The woman was choosing her outfit for the trip when a call came about her other son, Roger. It turns out the guy stole money from a woman's purse. An enraged Kelly is about to beat up his son while the frightened younger daughter asked her mom not to leave. So Evelyn didn't go anywhere and Roger was given a choice between prison and the army. The second option seems more interesting to him. Soon, Ryan and they sold the sports car. Once, Evelyn received a letter from another housewife, Dorta, who also constantly participates in such contests. Moreover, they even have their own club called Lavrushki. She invited Evelyn to come to their meeting. However, the woman needs to travel 130 kilometers, and Kelly withheld money for gasoline. Evelyn was lucky that her son participated in the betting pool and won free gasoline. The boy promised his mother to take her to the Lavrushki meeting. When Evelyn was already sitting in the car, the younger son Davy gave her a present. The boy cut flower buds from all the neighbors around. And now, the women are running to cause a scene. Kelly immediately ran off, leaving Evelyn to deal with the neighbors alone. Again, she didn't go anywhere. 3 years passed. Taff is learning to drive and she's determined to take her mother to the Lavrushki meeting. Evelyn was seen off by the whole family. After all, she had never gone anywhere. With what joy Evelyn left the town she was so fed up with. However, at the state border, it became too hot in the car. Soon the engine started smoking and they barely made it to the nearest auto repair shop. The fan belt had broken. Its replacement would take several hours. Taff suspects that her father intentionally didn't change it so they'd get into trouble. The girl is sure that her mom regrets marrying Kelly and having so many brats. She could have lived a much more interesting life, but Evelyn is an incredibly optimistic person. Even if she doesn't get to meet the Lavroshkas, she'll just be happy with the walk together on a trip with her daughter. However, Evelyn was still able to meet longtime pen pals, including Emma, who never leaves her ventilator. Evelyn found kindred spirits here. It's a pity she visited such a meeting for the first and last time. Yes, we learned that their era has passed. Now the last and most grandiose competition for composing jingles is being held. All the applications have already been snapped up, and Dorta decided to give hers to Evelyn, since she has many more children. You just need to come up with one line for the drink. Dr. Pepper. When Evelyn returned home, she found the children in the backyard. Dad had locked himself in the house. The man was yelling that his wife came back too late. He even lashed out physically. The children started defending their mom, and Evelyn dumped a whole tub of jelly on her husband. You killed me. Death by jelly is unlikely. And just so you know, I won't be cleaning this up. Everyone laughed at the loser. It turns out today Kaylee bought steaks to make a great dinner for the kids, but then he cried because he thought his wife wouldn't return. I would never leave the kids with you. Also, Kaylee prepared a surprise for Evelyn. At a thrift store, he found an excellent desk and paid for its repair. Kelly really loves his wife, but soon she found out where Kelly got the money for this desk. She received a call from the bank and was informed that her husband had refinanced the house 3 years ago, and they have to pay $4,000 within 30 days. As usual, Kelly came home with a bottle and confessed that he had nothing left. In a month, they will lose their house. The children are very scared. At least we won't have to worry about the payments anymore, jokes Kelly. I'm like a drowning man. I just wanted to have a few extra dollars in my pocket. Evelyn confesses to the children that if they are evicted, they will have to live with different relatives. The little ones will be sent to the farm, and Taff will rent a room from the neighbor. This is a real tragedy for the family. How's the steak, kids? Delicious, Dad. Well, no more. Eat. No more contests. And all the money is gone. Evelyn took out the last pack of fish sticks and turned off the freezer. She heard the kids praying for Mom to win that big prize so they wouldn't have to move out. Soon, a detective called and informed that he is interviewing the finalists of the Dr. Pepper contest. Today he will come to meet their family. All the Ryans are excited. They have one last dollar left and they used it to buy a few bottles of Dr. Pepper so the man would think they are drinking the sponsor's drink. Unfortunately, the winner will not be announced for a while, and by then the family is likely to be evicted. In the bedroom, Evelyn told her husband that this is their last chance. There won't be any more competitions like this. You'll come up with something. You'll think of something. It's your turn to fix everything. The woman no longer has the strength to radiate positivity and optimism. From leftover pasta and old seasoning, Evelyn made a meager meal, and the kids has to eat this soup even though it was full of dead bugs. Suddenly the phone rang. Evelyn won a living room cleaning from a cleaning company. 2 daughters started crying immediately. It was time to leave the house. All the things were already packed, but then the phone rang again. Evelyn was finally told that she won the grand prize, $3 million. She managed to beat 250,000 other participants. The family was incredibly delighted, except Taff. She is sure that father will ruin everything again. Mom asked her to forgive her father, to be happy on this special day. Dr. Pepper arranged a trip to Texas for the couple, where Evelyn was able to eat off plates she didn't have to wash, take a bath she didn't need to clean, and sleep in a bed she hadn't made. She never went anywhere else. One by one, житейся естественно отдавала. The children left the family home. One day, Kelly left for good as well. It turned out that he had placed all his retirement savings into his wife's account. At the end of his life, he tried to apologize for his actions this way. We see the real Ryan family gathered in the house after Evelyn's death. It was Taff who wrote the book on which this film was based. She kept her mom's typewriter as a memento.